coming right there.
All right, guys, welcome back to Tactical Rifleman. I'm here with EP, and awesome guy, very much a subject matter expert. We're going to continue our series on basically how to be invisible electronically. All right, but before we get into that, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. I can't do these videos for you guys and keep them this quality and keep them free for you without the help and support of these sponsors. EP, we got so much to cover, brother. We really do. Where you want to start today?
So I think first we need to start with VPNs.
What is a VPN?
Right, so VPN means virtual private network.
And that's when you heard I didn't have one on my computer, you basically lost your shit.
Yeah, I'm literally ticking because you don't have one, and it's bugging me, man. We've got to get that on.
Let's
first.
Start there. We'll
let's
start
there
first.
because I can't stand that you don't have
okay.
it. So first, let's talk about what VPNs are. And there's I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. First of all, VPNs, it's a can of worms. There's 1,000 VPNs out there. There's 1,000 VPN providers. At the end of the day, use one. If you don't have one on, you don't have one on your computer, use it. At a minimum, you've got to have it. So let's talk about what a VPN is to begin with, right? So a VPN is just a tunnel. It's whenever your computer connects to the internet, your internet service provider, if you don't have a VPN, sees every website that you go to, and they log it and they keep it forever. Mm-hmm. So if someone were to get that information, they could literally see every website you've been to. They can build that profile of you. That information gets sold to advertising companies, things like that. And I personally don't think that that's okay. I don't approve of it.
Yeah.
I don't know who that goes to. I don't like that. I'd rather keep my information to me because I feel as though it's private.
And their intent is, they've got good intent. They want to make your surfing, your shopping more pleasant for you, more accurate, so they can tailor these marketing models to market better to you, to get you what you want. That's their intent. But by them making all this really, really easy, what they're doing is they're streamlining this stuff for people with nefarious intent to then use all of that same information for the wrong reasons, and they're leaving us open for a lot of very, very easy electronic attacks.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, you lose control of that information once it's gone.
Yeah.
It could go to nefarious, it could go to good, and it enhances the user experience, and that, yeah, of course, that's the goal. However, you don't know where that goes. You'd lose it. Once it's out, it's out. You can't get it back. You know, and it's out there for whoever gets it. So what a VPN does is it basically creates a secure connection between your computer and the servers of your VPN.
Okay.
Once it's there, then that VPN servers are the ones in which is your exit node to go out and begin to search, and do all your web browsing. So your ISP doesn't keep track, it can't log where you've been and what you've done and keep a constant track of that. They just see that you're connected to a VPN. That's all they see. Right, so it's an easy step, and like I said, that's a very simplistic way of putting it. And like I said, we could go into this for hours, but essentially just think of the VPN as a tunnel. When it comes out of that VPN, now your ISP is not seeing the websites you're going to. That doesn't mean that governments won't see it. Like if you become that interesting, they will get there. Yeah. However, to protect yourself from the ad, from the ads and from all the other stuff, from hackers and stuff like that, that VPN is definitely a big security blanket you should have, and it's very easy to have one. There's a lot of cheap ones out there. There's free ones out there. It just depends on what you do. But at the end of the day, get a VPN. Always have one.
So let's start right there. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, and I've been waiting to do this because it's just killing me right now that you don't have this.
All right.
So we're going to go on here, and I'm going to create you a ProtonMail email.
Okay.
And with that, they have a free VPN that you can use. Okay. And like I said, that it's based out of Switzerland. It's not a Five Eye country, so they're not obligated to share anything with any of the other countries. So we're going to create that and put that on there to get you from being completely wide open to everything.
Wide open. Guys, right? Situational awareness, combat mindset, and I don't have anybody watching my 6 electronically. So I need my shot group tightened up.
All right, so let's get on here and get this to you and get this done. So let's go over, open up your web browser.
Firefox.
Firefox
right.
is what I recommend. And we're going to go into this later where we'll talk about web browsers and what you should use and what you shouldn't use.
He's not a big fan of Google anything.
Nothing.
Not anything. Google.
So Google's business model is made off collecting revenue from your profile, from your, and they sell it on That's what they do. So I don't like anything Google.
They're definitely not getting rich off my YouTube channel, but they are getting rich selling all of my viewers' information.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every viewer that watches your videos, they, Google gets it. They get their ISP if they're not using VPN. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go up to. We're gonna go to ProtonMail. We're gonna create an email for you.
Sign up.
It's easy. We're gonna do the free. Proton has various, levels that you can go to depending on what you want to do. If you have a business, they actually have a professional suite that you can actually put your business, at, companyx whatever.com, but it will still stay on Proton servers, which is a good thing. But for you specifically, we're just going to start a free plan. This also starts a discussion as well. Whenever you're creating your email account, right? We don't want to put, Carl@protonmail.com or whatever else. Use something that's generic. Use something that you'll remember. However, doesn't specifically say, that's not tied specifically to you by that email. So if it's like carlerickson@protonmail.com, that defeats some of the purpose of trying to.
A little bit.
You know what I mean? So let's take that out. So for mine, I use like hobbies or something along those lines to kind of name some of my email aliases that I have. So let's put Tactical Rifleman because
Tactical Rifleman, all one word. Let's see if he can spell it right. Most of the crew screws it up.
So we'll do. Oh, no.
He spelled it wrong.
I did. So let's see if that's available. All right, and so you don't have in which we need to get into later, you don't have a password manager.
We don't.
We're
going to work on that too.
We're going to work on that too, because you've got to have that.
Basically, I've been told, I make fun of all the cavemen in the caves overseas. Basically, I'm not as electronically savvy as some of the cavemen are.
Yeah. These guys have got you beat 100 times.
We're starting at the basement.
We're starting at the basement. So let's get this
going.
Your password, and we'll touch on that more when we get into password managers, but your password needs to be unique. It needs to have, letters, numbers, special characters, uppercase, lowercase, all those kinds of things. Okay. If you don't have a password manager, get one. There's some out there. They're free. But go ahead and choose a password. It asks there for email, SMS, and donate to go into two-factor authentication, which we'll also cover later. But for now, I refuse to give them any other information. I'm not going to give them an email. I'm not going to give them an alternate email or a phone number to associate with this account. Because we want to provide that. We want to break that connection between the two, and we want to compartmentalize them. So. Now we've got our email set up.
All right.
And it'll go through, it'll show you tips. Like if you've never used it before, it's actually worth the scroll to sit there and you click through and you can learn. It'll basically explain like, hey, this is what it is. This is what it does, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to skip that for now. But so now, bam, now you have a email that is zero knowledge. It is open source. It is protected. They can't see what's in your inbox. They can't see what you're sending, what you're receiving, even if they were told to. They have no way of decrypting this. Only you can do that. Now, that comes with a caveat. If you ever forget your password,
you lose everything.
You do. You lose everything because we didn't put a recovery email in there. We didn't put a recovery phone number or any of that other kind of stuff. So if you ever lose that password, even though it's you, whenever you go to reset it, it'll keep the emails in there, but all of it's going to be gobbledygook. You won't be able to read anything in it. Okay. So, again, password managers are your friend. All right, so now we've got this. All right, cool. We got an email. Now we've got a starting point. So now we're going to go and set up the VPN that comes with ProtonMail to get it going. So that's your email.
So there's my tutorial if I want to come back to it.
You can come back to it
Okay.
and look at it. Like I said, you can upgrade. You can put your contacts. I wouldn't recommend putting our contacts in there. You can put your email signature, just like Outlook or any other email.
Yeah.
It's very professional. I've been using ProtonMail for years, and I've honestly never had an issue with these guys. They're really a first-rate provider.
Cool.
So anyway, you can go through there and click all that. But let's go to our ProtonVPN. So you have a
Windows,
which is something we also need to talk about. but let's at least get a VPN on this bad boy.
Okay.
So we'll sit there. We're going to now log in using the same credentials that you just logged in for your email. So go ahead and type that in, tacticalrifleman@protonmail.com.
Okay, log in.
Log into it.
You said don't save.
Don't save. Do not save. So we're going to stick with the current plan, which is free. And then we're going to download to our Windows, which, there we go. So we're going to save that file. It's going to go to your downloads. We're going to open that. Just double click it.
Yes.
Select language. Currently pinning a reboot. Yeah, so we're just whatever. Next, next, next. And then it'll go through and it's going to install.
Okay. That doesn't take long at all.
No, it's very simple. Again, why I always recommend ProtonVPN, just because it's easy to use. It's not very technical. It goes on multiple operating systems, devices. You can have it on your phone. You can have it on your iPad. You can have it on your whatever tablet you're using.
It'll actually, I can put it on an iPhone, on
You can put it on
iPad, all that stuff.
all that stuff. And like I said,
Same login.
So same login, same everything. So put your same login in, and then
do it again.
you can put it on your Android. You can put it on whatever. They have pretty much made it standard across the board. Like I said, I'm a big Linux fan. I've got it on my Linux. It works everywhere.
Right?
.com. Mm-hmm.
.com. ProtonMail.
Then your password.
Definite maybe. It's
Give it a
laughing at me. That's the way the computer laughs. All right, welcome aboard.
Yep. So it has here a tour. Which is going to kind of take you around and show you. Basically, you can pick your exit point. So you're connected here through your ISP. Here at the place. But however, you can pick if you want to go to. If you want your exit point out of the Netherlands, Japan, Argentina, whatever else, you can pick those.
Now, does that slow down your connection?
So it does, and that's the one thing I'm glad you brought that up. Whenever you're using a VPN, your VPN's it is gonna slow your connection down slightly. So if and also websites will know that you're using a VPN. So a good example is if you're trying to watch Netflix and you've got your VPN on, a lot of time Netflix, Amazon, original, whatever streaming service that you may use, they will recognize that you're using a VPN, and then a lot of times it won't let you stream.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. So like for instance, at my house, so that I can watch streaming video, what I have on my home network, I've got a firewall with a VPN built into my actual router. But off one of my ports, I will run a little travel router like this that doesn't have a VPN running, and the only thing I'll connect to that specific wireless network is my TVs, which will stream, Netflix or whatever else and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
All the rest of my traffic will be on a separate network in which I actually have my VPN always running via a kill switch as well, so that even if the VPN, falls off or whatever else, it'll actually kill the internet on anything until I can get that VPN back up and running.
Okay.
Which you can all configure here. So we're just going to, I just quick connect. It's it doesn't, doesn't really matter. We just want to make sure that we're keeping, essentially, we're cutting the ISP and their ability to sell all the websites we went to third-party aggregators. We're going to cut that out so that they don't have it. And now, once it connects, we're going to be good to go. Now, you'll also see whenever you're connected to a VPN, a lot of times if you search like restaurants around me, or you go to say Lowe's.com or something like that, it's going to think you're at wherever this is connected at. So it looks like you're in, I don't know,
Middle America.
middle of America, right? So it's going to think you're at that location.
Okay.
Because that's where the internet is seeing you pop out of.
Okay.
So just
that makes sense.
Just a couple things there. So when you hit that quick connect, it says it right here. That's automatically going to connect you to a server that's got the least amount of stress on it.
Okay.
So depending on which server you connect to, some of them have more subscribers on there. So that again, your speeds are going to go down. But if you just hit the quick connect, it goes to the one that's, okay, that one's got less stress on it.
So it might actually be different every time you log on.
Yeah, and it should
That's
be.
cool.
It should be. You don't want to be connected to the same thing every single time, because then we're going right back and profiling it ourselves. All right, so now that we're connected to a VPN, we're good.
You have to minimize it and leave it open at the.
It's gonna stay running. Like even whenever you close it out, it's gonna stay running. So you actually have to hit the disconnect on there to
Where
turn
is
it
the
off.
disconnect if I need to come back?
So should be our little icon there.
Right there.
Yep. So you can just click on that and hit disconnect.
Don't disconnect. Don't do it.
No, let's not do it.
Easy.
Let's keep it.
Piece of cake.
So yeah, so now we're connected to a VPN. Now we're protecting our internet activity from being just completely logged in perpetuity, like I said. So now we're good. Now I feel a lot better, and now I have that on your computer that we have that.
All right, guys,
that
took 5 minutes. Literally, did not take that long at all. I know a lot of guys they click the private browsing on their that doesn't do
so let's talk about that. So what is private browsing, right?
Yeah.
That literally only keeps your browsing history out of your browser.
Yeah.
Nowhere else. Else.
You understand? They still get your information, but the only one that doesn't have it is basically you. So maybe for your kids that are surfing porn, mom can't come back and check it, but when dad's surfing porn, that stuff's still going to get pulled up in a court of law, right? Because Google still has everything.
Well, it's not even good. It's your internet service provider.
Yeah.
So they still have everything. So your ISP literally logs everything you do when it comes out onto the internet. So you can have on private browsing all you want. Your ISP is still collecting. It literally does nothing for you. So don't do private browsing thinking that you're safe, because you're not.
You understand, guys? They could care less about your privacy. They want to collect your data so they can use it. They want it. They want to be able to mine all your data so that they can make money off of it. And they have got good intentions most of the time, but understand, even if it's 1 in 100 has bad intentions, that's more than enough. And you mentioned it earlier. Most people, even in our old line of work, they don't get physical surveillance done on them, but maybe once or twice their whole lifetime. But everybody gets surveilled electronically
Every day.
So ugly stuff. Ugly stuff. All right, guys, start there. We're going to drag you. He's going to drag me. He's going to drag me into the 21st century. We can do this. We are starting, though, with a virtual privacy network. Guys, it's one more button on your computer. So when I shut this thing down, it'll log off. When I turn it back on, it's one more extra button I got to push. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And you can set them up so that starts every time you start it. Like I said, that comes with that kill switch that I was talking about, to where it'll automatically start whenever you start your computer up. So
VPNs, if you don't have one, you need to get one. EP recommends Proton. So ProtonVPN, but just use any one. You don't really care.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, just get one. Like I said, just some pointers, because like I said, I don't get anything for promoting
Of course.
ProtonVPN
Yep.
or any of that kind of crap. Whatever your choice is, just make sure, one, that that they're a zero knowledge provider. Two, look where their servers are housed, to make sure that it's not being housed somewhere that you don't want it to be, somewhere that would be prone to being collected regardless. If you have one in your Proton or your VPN provider is based out of China, maybe not a good plan. But so look at those before you choose
Cold
one.
War?
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you look at those factors. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just get one. There's plenty of free options out there. Some other big ones: OpenVPN, PIA, like I said, Proton. There's WireGuard. There's 1,000 of them out there. Shooter's choice on it. But just make sure it passes the right test there, and you're good. So.
All right, gents. EP, the subject matter expert. He drugged me. We got ours. Get your VPN set up now. Like right now. Log off. Go take care of it. Right now. Go away. We'll see you guys next time. Y'all take care and shoot straight. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.